good evening, everyone, and welcome to Motivational Monday with me, your girl, Jackie O. Oh my gosh, we are super excited for this show because y'all, we're going to be talking about all things self care and self love and embracing your unique journey. We are all on our own paths. And so we have our own journey to travel down, and we're going to be talking about that. And we have the beautiful Nina that is going to be joining us shortly. She is no stranger to this platform. And so we are super excited to welcome her back to our show. And y'all, let me tell y'all something really excited that has happened to us since last month. I know you may have seen some of my posts, but we are a Telly Award winning show. Yes. Oh my gosh, when I saw our name on the list and we received the email saying congratulations, I just fell out of the bed. I'm just gonna tell you. I was just like, oh my God. And I called Mr. Johnson. I called Mr. Johnson and normally I don't call him that time of morning. And so, because he leaves really early in the morning. And so he thought something was wrong. And, I'm just like screaming. And I'm like, oh my God, we won the Telly Award. And he was like, what? So, thank you all so much for all of your support of Jackie O, Motivational Monday with Jackie O. We have been rocking this show for a little over 3 years, y'all. 3 years of hard work, perseverance, being consistent. And when you see our shows, a lot of times people think that, they're online and everything is great. But let me tell you, there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes to put on a show. So again, thank you to everyone that supports us. I truly appreciate all of your support. So if you all are ready, listen, if y'all are watching, even if you're watching the replay, put in the comment streets. Yes, that's what we call them. In the comment streets, where you are watching from. We would love to know where you're watching from, so we can give a shout out to you. So if you all are ready for our guests, listen, we need you to tap the hearts, tap the likes, because again, this is Nina Marshadech, and she is all the way from the Philippines, guys. So it is 8 a.m. there for her. And of course, if you're in Central Time, it's 7 p.m. for you. So for her to take time out of her really busy schedule to be here, we are very appreciative. So listen, we're getting ready to bring her on. So y'all hold on. Tap the hearts, tap the lights. Here we go. Nina Marshadech is a content creator and entrepreneur from the Philippines. She has a degree in medical biology and a passion for helping go-getters tap into their full potential while building a life of joy, balance, and excitement. She is also the host of The Steady on a Tightrope, a podcast of all things self-discovery, personal growth, and wellness to provide you with the holistic approach to achieving a fulfilling life of joy, purpose, and meaning. Please tap the hearts, tap the likes, and help us welcome Nina Marshadech. Hello, Nina.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing really good. How about you?
I am doing well. I'm doing well. Again, thank you so much for being our guest on this evening.
No worries. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. You're beautiful as usual.
Thank you.
Always just glowing, just glowing. So, what have kind of tell us a little bit what you've been up to since the last time that we talked?
So, since the last time that we talked, I actually got some big news. Yeah, so I've been working on processing my papers and visa to study abroad for my postgraduate.
Oh,
So I was able
congratulations.
to get my visa and I'm moving in a month. So I have 1 month to get everything ready to go. So yeah, so
Well,
exciting.
congratulations. Yes,
Thank
that is
you.
really exciting. Yes, yes. And we're going to be talking. I'm sure you'll be sharing a little bit of your journey as we're talking on the show, but we're going to go ahead and hop right into our show on tonight. And again, our topic is embrace your unique journey, where you are. Thrive in the place where you are. And so, Nina, she has labeled herself the happy scientist. So, she is going to be sharing with us some really great resources and information on self love, self care, self discovery, and just your overall well being. So, Nina, as we're getting into the show, can you tell us, define what is self care for us?
So self-care is any activity or a group of activities that promote overall well-being.
Mhm.
So it's anything that supports all facets of wellness. So not just your physical health, not just your mental health, not just your emotional health, but also your spiritual health, financial health, and all of those, paradigms of wellness. So the best way I can put it into an analogy is like your phone. So when you use up your phone, the battery goes down, you use a lot of power, but then when you plug it in to this charger, when you want to replenish the battery,
Mhm.
it slowly, increases the power again to the point where you can use it without having that charger anymore.
Right.
So that's kind of like how I view self-care. It's kind of like our charger, and for our soul, charger for our physical body, a charger for our spiritual well-being. So it's all of those things. And I know that there's some people would view self-care as just like getting your nails done, getting your hair done, um, you know, all those basic, what we see, what we used to see as self-care. But self-care is actually much deeper than that. So it's much deeper than just, feeling good physically. It's also feeling good mentally, spiritually,
Yeah.
and all of those things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm glad you touched on that about it being your overall well-being, because I think what you were saying, how people think getting your nails done, getting your hair, going to the spa, going having brunch with your girlfriends, all those type of
Yeah.
things. And yeah, that is a part of self-care, right? But it's more to it. Like, we have to take care of our mental health. We have to take care of our spiritual health, because
Yeah.
our spiritual health is also really important. That should be at the top
Mm-hmm.
of our list, right? When we're talking about self care. So I'm glad you talked about that, because, again, a lot of people think that it's only one thing. And you touched on some of the activities that you can do for self care. Let's talk a little bit more about what are some of the things that you can do for your mental well-being when we're talking about self-care.
So for mental well-being, it's really anything that will support your mental health. So whatever makes you feel like it, whatever makes you feel, what's the right term? I lost it.
Makes you
But
feel
something,
happy.
yeah,
Yeah.
anything that can, keep you sane,
Mhm,
something like
mhm,
that. But okay, so an example, for example, we would think self-care for mental health would be, taking a break from work, taking a break, going for a walk, going out with your friends. But other things that can help support your mental well-being is also putting boundaries between the things that take away from your mental well-being.
yeah.
So for example, it's setting boundaries with people who are not good for your mental health, who drain a lot of your energy.
Mhm.
It's also learning to say no to things that do not light you up, learning to say no to things that aren't supportive or aren't in alignment with what you want your life to look like, or what your values are. So that's very important as well. So yeah, anything that can support your mental well-being, anything that makes you feel happy, like you don't feel it feels weightless basically, so you don't have that weight on your shoulders, is how it's the best way I can describe it. So anything that helps with that is something that you can do for your mental
Yeah.
wellness.
Yeah. And setting those boundaries, I feel, is
Yes.
really important with people and even like our businesses, because you and I both are entrepreneurs.
Yes.
You're a student, and there's a lot of moving pieces in our lives. And so we also have to set those boundaries and learn how
Mhm.
to say, okay, no. Like an example for me, yesterday, my husband was like, because we have been going the past 2 to 3 months. We have just been traveling from the East Coast to the West Coast, just like it's been crazy. And so yesterday we were in church, and of course, we're in the same space. And he's texting me and he's like, hey, what about after church? We go to the lake. And I was like, oh, yes, because I needed that mental
Mhm.
break, right? And
Yes.
normally, when we do things like that, I'll take my laptop because my mind is
Mhm.
always thinking, okay, well, while I'm sitting here, I could do this. While we're driving, I could do this. But I was like, no. And he was even shocked because he said, you're not taking your laptop? I'm like, no, I'm not. So I just
Yeah.
really enjoyed the moment, and
Yeah.
and so I think that is important that we set those boundaries
Mhm.
in everything that we do and learn to say no.
Yes.
I learned to say no and be okay with it. Be okay with telling people no. No, I can't do this
Mhm.
today. No, I'm not going to be able to talk to you right now, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a
You
very
can't always be available for other people.
no, you cannot always be available. That's a good one. We should, yeah, we need to like have, I hope you guys are taking notes because there's like really good nuggets. You cannot always be available for people. So as we're talking about self-care and just doing these different activities to promote our well-being, sometimes there's some hesitations, right? That may come about. Tell us about the hesitations and why do you feel people hesitate when it comes to taking care of yourself, of themselves?
Ooh. Oh, okay. So I think a lot of that comes from, our nature as women to put others first.
Mhm.
So we are naturally nurturing people. We are naturally inclined to help others and to, take others into our care and, give them love and all of those
Mhm.
things. But, you know, that when we're doing that, when we're putting others first, when we're caring for others, that's an exchange of energy.
Right.
So you're giving parts of your energy or even all of your energy to that particular thing. It's not even just a person. It can be a thing like your businesses or our work, or even if you are a homemaker, it's your home. You give all of your energy towards making sure that your home is safe, it's nurturing, it's a good environment for your family. So sometimes we view self-care, as women, a
Mhm.
waste of time because we feel like, no, I don't have time for that. I have to be doing this right now. I need to be doing that right now.
Mhm.
And when what we don't realize when we do that is we're not giving ourselves the time to recharge.
Yeah.
When we're always putting others first, when we're always putting other things first before our self-care, we are not giving that our time we're not giving the time to ourselves
Mhm.
in order to replenish that energy so that we can give more.
Right.
So the hesitation really comes from that.
Mhm.
It's always wanting to put others first. It's thinking that we don't have the time, thinking that self-care is a luxury and not a right.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's where the hesitation comes from.
Yeah, the hesitation and not feeling that maybe you're worthy to
Yes.
even have self-care, and that takes us into our next question about being worthy and
Mhm.
self-love, right? Because we know that we have to love ourselves so that we can practice self-care, and that's a part of self-care, really. And so as women, we're nurturing, we're juggling all of these
Yeah.
things that we're juggling. So when it comes to self-love, why do you feel that, and especially at your age, starting out young, that we just have that idea that we're not worthy of the self-love and taking care of ourselves the way we should?
We see it all the time on media, portraying women as somewhat less than in society. So also there's a lot of pressure on women to look a certain way, to be a certain way, to, act a certain way. And so when we have this social conditioning of what women should look like, and we don't when we know in ourselves that we don't fit into that, we think that we are not enough. We think that we're not worthy. So we see images of women all the time on social media, on in the movies and TV shows. There's this certain stereotype of women that are more attractive or more successful, or you know all those
Mhm.
things that make us feel worthy. So when we don't fit into that stereotype or that narrative of what the media is portraying, then that kind of makes us feel less than as well. And also we live in a world where I mean it's getting better now, but we still see a lot of priorities, or we see a lot of things better suited for men than women. And so experiencing that in society
Yeah.
also adds to the feeling of unworthiness. Like, are we not worthy to exist in this society? Are we not worthy of enjoying the same privileges as other people?
Mhm.
And so that makes us feel like we are not enough.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And it's really sad because it starts at a young age,
Yes.
right? And social media can be good, but it can also
Mhm.
have some bad components to it, because as you were talking about how we can see, whether it's social media, whether it's television, everyone pretty much looks a certain way. And if you
Yes.
don't fit that mold, then you're frowned upon. Some people don't get jobs, and we know that's,
Yes.
discrimination. However, sometimes you can't prove it, right? And
Mhm.
so you still have like all of these things that are going on. So I do agree with what you were saying of just why there is a hesitation that of us feeling that we are worthy. One thing when we talk about our spiritual well-being is a lot of times we can find our worth also in Christ,
Yes.
you know, and really not a lot of times that is where we can find it, and we know that we are find that worth in Him and know that He loves us unconditionally and we are enough. And each and every one of us have, as our title is, our own path, our own unique journey, our
Mhm.
own DNA, right? And so when we look at that, what are your thoughts on that aspect for the spiritual part of it and knowing your self-worth?
It all I think self-worth, my self-worth, or a lot of people's self-worth when it comes to spiritual wellness comes from the fact that someone died on the cross for us.
Yes.
Someone died on the cross for us. Like, who are we
Mhm.
that someone had to die on the cross for us just to,
Yes.
you know, save us from our
Yeah.
sins and from evil? So that's already a big contributor to self-worth. It's to think that someone died on the cross for us is already a sign that we are worthy
Yes.
enough of someone's love to the point that they died for us on the
Yeah.
cross. And another thing is also the, we have always been taught, especially in Catholic school and in Christian living studies, that we are created in the image and likeness of God. And so if our God is this perfect being, is the only perfect being, the only most powerful being on this universe,
Right.
then if we were created in his image and likeness, then at least a speck of his power and a speck of his perfection is in us as well. And
Yeah.
although we are human, we still make mistakes and we are not perfect, that godliness or that trait of his is still present in us.
Yes.
And so that contributes to a lot of self-worth because it makes you feel like, well, maybe I am worthy of love. Maybe I am worthy of self-care. Maybe I should be taking care of myself because in a way I am taking care of the person that created me.
Right. Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's also that because we are a temple as well, our body is a temple, our body is the home of spirit and all of those things.
Yeah.
It's our right to take care of it, so yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. Y'all, we are super enjoying this conversation with Nina, and we will be right back. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And after the break, we will continue our conversation with Nina on embracing your unique journey. And we're going to be talking a little bit more about that, just embracing your journey and where you are. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Prioritizing self-care is crucial. Have you established a personal self-care routine? If you're seeking to kickstart your journey, feel free to explore our website at www.jackieo.com and access our complimentary self-care journal. Remember, self-care is becoming increasingly recognized as a fundamental aspect of maintaining overall well-being. Self-care is the new healthcare. Inspired and motivated? Join us for Motivational Monday with Jackie O every first Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, streaming live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Instagram at Jackie O. For more information on Jackie O, visit us at www.jackieo.com. Discover the ultimate all-natural skincare line, the Glow Collection by Jackie O. This luxurious line of hand-whipped skincare products is like gourmet food for your skin. Our collection features a cleanser, toner, serum, and moisturizer, all carefully crafted with natural ingredients. Additionally, we offer a cuticle oil, beard serum, and our best-selling calming butter. Shop the Glow Collection by Jackie O at www.jackieo.com or find us at the Family Nutrition Center in Cleburne, Texas, as well as on Walmart.com and Handmade by Amazon. Experience the difference of all natural skincare with the Glow Collection by Jackie O.
Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back. We are continuing our conversation with the beautiful Nina. She is all the way in the Philippines, and it is early in the morning there, about probably 8:30 now a.m. And so she is waking up to doing this show with us as we are winding down our day here in Texas or wherever you may be. Can you hear me? No? Oh my goodness. Hold on one second, guys. All righty. You cannot hear me, Nina? Let's see here. Okay. One moment, guys. Let me check something out. Just one moment. All right. I think we're having a little technical difficulty, but we're going to keep it moving. Give us 1 second. If you are on the line and if you can hear me, if you could just give us some hearts, give us some thumbs up to let us know that you can hear. And then, okay, Nina, I could hear you now, Nina. One moment. Okay. All right. She is going to hop right off and come right back on. So, yes, we're having a little technical difficulties, but that's okay. We are going to keep moving. So, tonight we are talking to Nina Marshadech, and we are talking about embracing your unique journey. All of us have our own journeys, we have our own paths. And so, that's what we've been talking about. We talked about self care. Nina defined self care. We talked about some of the hesitations. Why do sometimes we as women especially hesitate to take care of ourselves? There are many different things, but one of the things that we talked about was not feeling worthy. And a lot of times feeling that self-care is doing all of these luxury things. But it is not. It is not just going having brunch with your girlfriends and getting your nails done, getting your hair done. Taking care of yourself, your overall well-being is more than that. Your spiritual, your mental. So we talked about those things and knowing your worth. We talked about knowing your worth, knowing that you are worthy of all things.
Okay.
Are you back? She is back. I was giving everyone just a recap of what we have been talking about. So y'all, that's technology for you. And so it's not a big deal. We just keep on rolling with the punches and keep it moving. So again, that's just a recap of what we have been talking about. And if you missed any of the show, you all please go back and watch the replay. Please share this show because it is really amazing. And we're talking about all things well-being. So Nina, as we're coming back, before we jump into embracing our journeys, we have been talking about self-care. And one thing I wanted us to talk about is self-care fitting all, like a one size fit all, right?
Yeah.
So kind of talk to us a little bit about that, because what may work for me in my self-care, it may not work for someone else, right?
Yes. So that's exactly what you presented in, the commercial. That's a really good commercial, by the way. But yeah, so there isn't really a perfect self-care routine for everyone. You know, what is perfect for you might not work for me, and what works for me might not work for you. So there is definitely no one size fits all approach to self-care. An example that I can really share in terms of, because we all, if you're in the personal development space, if you are always, you know, reading personal development books, you would know how important a morning routine is. But what goes into that morning routine isn't really a prescription of what you should be doing every single morning. So we have heard of everyone having to do this certain step and this certain step, but doesn't really feel right to them, or it feels forced. So what should be in your self-care routine is only the things that actually recharge you and actually fill up your cup and don't feel forced. Because when you're doing something that feels forced, it takes away from that purpose. It takes away from the purpose of having a self-care routine, because doing something that is forced or feels performative is more draining of your energy than actually recharging it. So, for example, we know that in a morning routine that is popular in the personal development space, you would have heard of, you know, meditation first and then journaling second. We do affirmations, we do some reading, and all those, you know, things. And for other people, doing that entire morning routine is too much. There comes a point
Yeah.
where all of those things added up are more draining than fulfilling. So you really have to choose the activities that make you feel, you know, make you feel full, make you feel energized. And so for me, my morning routine is simply sometimes just sitting in my bed and letting my thoughts pass. That's still a form of meditation.
Mhm.
And you know, there isn't supposed to be a prescription for how you should do a morning routine or a self-care routine, because other days some of those activities aren't going to be supportive of what you need.
Mhm.
And you know, a routine can change day in and day out, and it can change next month. Maybe next month you don't feel like journaling. It's okay. If it feels forced to journal, and if it makes you feel, oh, I have to journal today, I don't want to do that, then don't do it.
Yeah.
So it's really a, yeah, like in the commercial, it's a trial and error. You can
Mhm.
just have a list of activities that you like to do, and then pick and choose which ones you want to do for the day that makes you feel alive, makes you feel full, makes you feel happy. So
Yeah.
yeah, there isn't a one size fits all.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought that was important for us to really talk about that, because we do see, so there's so much information, right, that's out
Yes.
there. Like you said, do it this way, do it that way. And you have to do it like this at 7 o'clock in the morning. You got to be here, you got to do this.
Yes.
But, that is not for everyone. And because my
Mhm.
routine changes throughout the day, and every day I may do something different that I didn't do the day before. So self-care is not a one size fit all. It is what you said. We have to, whatever works for us is what
Yes.
we have to do. Now, and I would like to say too, that even though that information is out there, we should use it as a
Mm-hmm.
guide of maybe, okay, yeah, I should do this or do that, just to kind of help us to
Mm-hmm.
kickstart what we need to do. But to say that you need to do X, Y, and Z, then yeah, I totally agree. It's not a
Yes.
prescription. We do
It's
not
not a
have
prescription.
prescriptions, people, for self-care. So, Nina, I know that your work and what you're doing and your business is really involving embracing your journey and
Mm-hmm.
knowing where you are. Talk to us a little bit about that and just about your work and how we can embrace our own unique journeys.
Yeah. So this actually all started way before I graduated from college. Um, I started college in 2018, and I took up medical biology because I had the intention of pursuing medicine, going to med school afterwards. And throughout, the years of studying, I was enjoying it at first. I really enjoy science, hence the happy scientist.
Yes.
It's really something that is, something I'm very passionate about. I really like science. I enjoy it so much. I love it so much. But as I progressed through my college years and as I started to build my business, I kind
Mhm.
of started to realize as well that I wanted to explore a different path from medicine. Um, and so when I realized that, I was already at the end of my 4 years in
Mhm.
college, and it was a kind of a scary realization when you're already at the end of something that you worked hard for 4 years, and then suddenly feeling like, oh, maybe this is not exactly what I want right now. So that was something that required a lot of contemplation, a lot of prayer, a lot of talking to my family about. And, I'm very grateful that I have a supportive family, as I have a very strong support system, behind me. And we decided to look at other options and explore new paths. And my brother is already living, in the country where I'm moving, so that was a big factor of, well, maybe I could go there and see what it's like there and see the world, explore.
Mhm.
And I found a postgraduate degree that was very much interesting to me, and so I decided to pursue it.
Okay.
And so I let go of this medical journey.
Mhm.
So, but also in between all of those paths, in between, from today and from my graduation day last year, I'm almost 1 year into um, my post graduation period. That year, from July 2022 to now, there have been a lot of confusion and a lot of disappointment and a lot of, feeling like I should be doing something productive,
Mhm.
because I decided to not take up work. I decided to just, pursue my social media, pursue content creation.
Mhm.
And so when my peers were starting to go into med school and going into law school, other people are already, working at their first job. I felt I felt a little bit of FOMO. I felt like I was falling behind.
Mhm.
And that was how this unique embracing your unique journey, that is how it started, basically, because I know a lot of people are going through the same thing, not just me.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people have been hit by curveballs during their college years and have started to feel like the path that they're on is not the path that they're meant to be on.
Mhm.
And so talking about this on social media and on this platform, it helps people to not feel alone. And that's why I'm really passionate about this topic of embracing your unique journey, because there's a lot of things that could happen in a
Mhm.
year, in a month,
Yeah.
in 6 months. And when you're hit by curveballs like that, or not even curveballs, but like the realization that you are not on the path that you're meant to be on, it's something that you have to pay attention to, and it's something that you really have to acknowledge, because there's a reason why that's there. And I'm so grateful that I decided to pursue this path that I am now on, because it feels right. There's, that gut feeling
Mhm.
where it's not really logical. You don't
Yeah.
you can't explain it logically, but it feels right. And
Yeah.
so that's something that has been a part of my journey that I also wanted to share. Doing things that feel right, whether there's a logical reason for it or not.
Right, right. And I love, how you talked about your community and you have a strong support system. And, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier, just with your self-care. That's a part of
Mhm.
self-care, having a really good community and they rallied with you and you all came up with a plan on how you were going to move forward so that you
Mhm.
could do the things that you love and
Yes.
do your passion. And I also liked how you said there is a peace with your decision and what you did. And, we talked a little bit earlier about our spiritual self care
Mhm.
and about God being in our lives and guiding. And you shared about praying, you're praying, okay,
Mhm.
God, what do I need to do? What direction do I need to go in? And so all of that is a part of your journey, your community, and we know that God is not the author of confusion. And so,
Mhm.
there's peace. And so for you to have that peace and just that as you were transitioning to do what you're doing is really good. And so you're in your new chapter, you have pivoted
Mhm.
and went a different direction. And now you're really working with people to understand their unique journey. So I like too that you are a young person and you have realized that and you're able to share that with others. So are you like just specifically working with the millennials, the young people, or is your message for anyone? Because anybody could make a change at any time, right?
It's for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, we just go through situations differently at
Mhm.
different stages in our lives. For our age, yes, it could be going from college to transitioning into the workforce. For other people, it could be a change of career. They were doing something different before and what they want to do something else now. And
Mhm.
for others, it could be maybe I just don't want to work anymore. So there's a lot of different situations that could happen, and it could look different at different ages in our lives. But
Yeah.
the message, or like the general gist of embracing your unique journey, can apply to everyone,
Everyone. Yeah.
because we have heard of stories of, for example, the Kentucky Fried Chicken. He started his business. He was already like in his 70s or something like that.
Mhm.
I've also heard of a lot of um, successful people now in the thought leaders and all of those things, who started to be more visible when they were already in their 50s, in their 60s. And so it's really, it when we look at that, there is really no reason for us to feel like we are left behind in our journey, because our path, or our journey, is very different from one another.
Right.
Maybe someone in your circle has already earned his first million at 23 years old, but
Mhm.
maybe someone else has earned their first million at 50. And so one is not better than the other.
Right.
um, we all have our own journey to be on, and God has written our destiny.
Yeah.
So for God, there's no late. It's just
Mhm.
the right time.
Yeah.
Right time for you.
For
There's no
you.
late. Yeah. There's no late for our success. There's no such thing as a late success. There's no such thing as being left behind, because we are exactly where we are supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. You shared that a couple of weeks ago when we were
Yes.
doing our Instagram live of you are right where you need to be. And that
Mhm.
is so true. Timing is everything. It is absolutely
Yes.
everything. And my father would tell me different times when I would be talking to him about different decisions, that I would make. And he said just what you said. God knew and he knows that you're going to be at this point in time in your life
Yes.
here.
Yes.
know, so that door of opportunity is open. So you need to walk through it, and
Mm-hmm.
you're good. You're right where you need to be. And I think that is
Exactly.
the great takeaway of what you said about embracing your unique journey. Where you are on your journey is you are where you need to be. And for
Mm-hmm.
us not to compare our journeys to someone else's, because
Yeah.
that's not our journey. And, a lot of times we don't know what it took for them people on their journey to get where they are. We see the end
Yes.
result. We do not
Yes.
see all of the behind the scenes, all of
Mm-hmm.
the ugly crying nights and
Mm-hmm.
just everything that happens with that, right? So, yes, I love how you said that. Y'all, we are going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we are just going to wrap up with Nina on our conversation on embracing your unique journey. She'll be sharing with us probably some different tips and some things that we can do to embrace our journey, to love ourselves, to take care of ourselves, and to trust the process and know that timing is everything. We will be right back after this commercial break.
Looking to be inspired and motivated? Join us for Motivational Monday with Jackie O every first Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, streaming live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Instagram at Jackie O. For more information on Jackie O, visit us at www.jackieo.com. Did you know that self-care is health-care? Self-care is defined by the steps a person can take to stay healthy mentally and physically. Especially for women, self-care can often take a back seat to caring for everyone else around them. Knowing that maintaining your health and well-being is the only way you'll have the capacity to care for others can be the first step in your own self-care routine. Don't know where to start on your self-care journey? Download our complimentary self-care planner and 30-day calendar, Oh Girl, It's Time to Glow, at www.jackieo.com. Sometimes you just need a little Kickstarter to get you going. Discover the ultimate all-natural skincare line, the Glow Collection by Jackie O. This luxurious line of hand-whipped skincare products is like gourmet food for your skin. Our collection features a cleanser, toner, serum, and moisturizer, all carefully crafted with natural ingredients. Additionally, we offer a cuticle oil, beard serum, and our best-selling calming butter. Shop the Glow Collection by Jackie O at www.jackieo.com or find us at the Family Nutrition Center in Cleburne, Texas, as well as on Walmart.com and Handmade by Amazon. Experience the difference of all natural skincare with the Glow Collection by Jackie O.
All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. We are back with our special guest, Nina. I think she may be having a couple of difficulties with her technology. So we're going to wait for her to hop back on the screen. But I hope you have been enjoying this show so far. Again, we have been talking about all things wellness, about self-care, self-love, knowing your worth in Christ. Christ loves us. Nina talked a little bit earlier about how he died on the cross for us. Let me tell you how Christ died on the cross for us. And so if he died on the cross for us, then guess what? We are worthy because he loved us that much. So we talked about that and just embracing your journey of where you are in this moment in time, not being worried about what the next person is doing, but where you are. And you are right where you need to be. So you're going to bloom right where you are planted. I think I see that we have a black screen with Nina. So I think she may be having a little difficulty. Nina is joining us live from the Philippines, you all. So, we know sometimes we have that little difficulty, but it's okay. But yes, she is joining us live from the Philippines. I think she is now coming right back on, and we are just going to wrap up everything once she comes back on here. So there she is, the beautiful Nina. Can you hear me, Nina?
Yes, yes.
All right, all right. So, Nina, again, I was just giving a quick recap of everything that we have been talking about. And as we're wrapping up our show on this evening, I would love for you just to share with us just, we know that self care is not a fit one size fit all, but share with us like some little things that we could do to kickstart our self-care journey, loving ourselves, and just your final words on embracing our unique journey.
Okay, so one thing that I know this is going to sound very ironic, but one thing that, when talking to my friends, also, one thing that has really helped them feel instantly better. I think I'm not sure if this is really a good advice for everyone, but I've heard a lot of my friends and in me as well. This has worked for us, especially during the start of the pandemic when there was chaos everywhere.
Mhm.
Taking a social media detox has
Mm,
been amazing for our mental health.
yeah.
And also during that detox, I okay, so during the pandemic, I started to do a social media detox. I really started to, delete the apps on my phone. And
Mhm.
I spent about the first month or two of the pandemic offline
Yeah.
because the news was really just getting to me. And, then hearing about everyone struggling to struggling to cope with the situation was already affecting me as well. So I decided to step back. And then I realized during that detox that I wasn't just detoxing from the news. I was also detoxing from this very unrealistic standards that have been placed on women through social media.
Yeah.
And when I finally took myself away from that, I realized how much better I felt about myself, how much more confident I felt with myself just by not seeing the highlight reels of people on social media. And so that's a very good tip
Yeah.
that I wanted to share. It's very, very effective in terms of mental health. If you are feeling like you're being left behind, step back from social media because people only post their highlights. They don't post the behind the scenes.
Mhm.
They they only post what they feel is the best thing that's happening to them.
Yeah.
So when you don't see what's going on behind the scenes to get to that point, it makes you feel unworthy and less than and unsuccessful. So taking a step back from that will really help you reframe your mindset and think, well, maybe I am meant to be here right now.
Mhm.
They're not sharing their struggles, and I'm also struggling here on my own, but I know that someone else is struggling with me on their journey towards their success as well. So
Right.
that's number one. That's something that you can do right away if you feel like you're being left behind. Another tip I would say is to not start your day on your phone. That's a follow
That's
up to number one.
excellent.
Yeah, don't start your day on your phone because here's the science. When we wake up, actually, we are in so we have brain waves, right?
Mhm.
When you're asleep, you have a different brain wave. When you're awake, you have a different brain wave. And so when you're asleep, you are in the delta theta brainwave, and that's a very slow, relaxed wave. When you're awake, you are in the beta state of brainwave. So
Yeah.
that's the very fast, that's actually the start of stress, but not too stressed. So when you wake up, there's a window of time where you are the most responsive or the most absorbent.
Mhm.
of information around you. So, that time when you are just opening your eyes and it feels hazy and it feels like you're still in a dream state, that's a very crucial point in our waking cycle that we should be very conscious of protecting,
Mhm.
because we're so receptive to everything around us. We are more prone to stress at that time, but
Mhm.
we can use that period to our advantage as well. Anyway, the reason why you shouldn't be on your phone immediately when you wake up is because when you open your phone, or when you're already checking work emails, you're already feeling that stress and that tension of, oh my gosh, I have to do a lot of things, I have to respond to all of these emails. Or if you're on social media and you're already seeing bad news, you're already exposed to things that don't make you feel good, then that's something that you'll take with you throughout the day. So what I noticed after I started to start my day off without my phone, what I noticed is that I was significantly less stressed and
Mhm.
significantly less negative throughout the day.
Yeah.
So, because I was using that period of time between waking up and being fully awake to my
Mhm.
advantage. And that's the best time to actually be okay. So, this is now my third tip. This is
Yeah.
the time where you should be feeding yourself with things that fill up your cup.
Yes.
So, affirmations, gratitude, and anything that makes you feel worthy of being your best throughout the day. And so, what I like to do immediately when I wake up is I say thank you.
Yes.
So that right there is already shifting your mind into being more grateful throughout the day.
Mhm.
So just the act of waking up, that's already something to be thankful about. And
Yeah.
sometimes I don't remember this all the time because when you wake up, you are a little bit,
Mhm.
just going with the flow. But when I do remember, that's also the time when I enumerate three things that I'm grateful for that day, or from the day before.
Mhm.
So doing that, I mean, just the act of gratitude, and it's also gratitude is self-care,
Yes.
because when you're grateful, when you practice gratitude, you have a more positive outlook through your day, through your life. And that's really something that has helped me also when I used to struggle with my mental health when I was younger. Gratitude helped me improve my mental health significantly. And so when I learned about that period between just waking up into being fully awake, I wanted to take advantage of that. And so
Yeah.
that's where I do most of my gratitude and after affirmations, because you are imprinting in your brain all of these messages that will actually be feeded into your subconscious.
Right.
So yeah, those are, I think, my three,
Great.
was that three or four? Three or four things that you can do right away
Yeah.
to jumpstart your self-care journey.
Yeah, yeah. I like that. And I like how you broke down when you first wake up and your brain waves, and that was so good about not the first thing you do is pick up your phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I used to do that, but I do not do that now. That's
Mm-hmm.
not the first thing I do. And so, as we were saying earlier about that, our routine, our morning routine, waking up early in the morning, being grateful, like you were saying, just thanking God. Oh, thank you for waking me up this morning. Doing
Yes.
your prayer, your meditation, your scripture reading, because you're pouring all of those things, those good things into your body early in the morning. You're filling yourself up. So I liked how you said that, as well as the detox.
Mm-hmm.
So that is really good. And I have also found myself, now I don't do this often. I normally only do the detox like in a long stretch of period of time at the first of the year when we do a fast. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's when, I'm not on TV or social media or anything like that. But I think that that's important throughout the year that
Yeah.
there are periods that we take a break from social media, from TV, even from being on the phone. Because if it's not business
Yes.
related, sometimes we can get caught up even being on the phone long periods of time. So those are some really great tips that you gave. So Nina, as we are wrapping up, what are your final words that you would like to share with us on this evening?
So, what I would like to share is really how important it is to prioritize yourself, especially when you're going through a difficult period. Well, it's not really a difficult period, but a confusing period, let's just say. When when you're going through something, when you're going through a transition in your life, when you're going through changes in your life, that's actually the best time or the most important time to be doing your self-care,
Yeah.
because when you're in a state of confusion, or you're in a state of not knowing what you want to do, filling yourself up with acts of self-care, or
Yeah.
surrounding yourself with the right people, surrounding yourself with a good support system, prayer, doing things that light you up, that's going to make you feel like this period is worth it.
Yeah.
And just to share my experience with going through from my graduation up to today,
Mhm.
that's something that I really prioritized. I prioritized my self-care more than feeling successful, or feeling productive, or feeling like I'm doing something that is perceived as successful, or perceived as, you know uh, what society sees as productive. And
Mhm.
so when I started to just create more content in a way that feels right for me, and it's not how I was taught before, where if you're doing a business, this is how you should be doing content. If you're a coach, this is how you're supposed to be doing your content. I moved away from that and did my own thing.
Yeah.
So that's something that really helped me, because also during that time, I really wanted to strengthen my intuition, to be more in tune with what feels good to me
Mhm.
and what makes me feel at peace. And so doing self-care helps with that. When you are in a state of being recharged or being full, you are more in tune with what makes you feel good and what makes you feel a little bit uneasy. And
Mhm.
so paying attention to that during this period of time can help you feel more grounded
Yeah.
and connected with your values, with your why, with your greater why.
Mhm.
And so when you're in that period of transition or a change, or you're going through a period of confusion, leaning into self-care, leaning into doing things that make you feel good, will
Uh-huh.
help you be more will help you stay grounded, will help you feel like you are on the path that you are meant to be on. And
Mhm.
it helps you build that trust, which is very important.
Yeah.
Trust in your journey, trust in the process, trust in the path that was created for you. And
Right.
it may not seem clear and it may not seem clear right now, but
Mhm.
doing these things and just acting on, oh, this makes me feel happy, so I'm going to do more of this,
Mhm.
doing that will help you feel will help you gain clarity as well on into what you really wanted to do, because exploring those options and exploring the feeling behind those options can help you find the the open door that is right in front of you, because we don't always see it, but it's already there.
It's already there. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. Well, there you have it, Nina, the happy scientist that is with us this evening. Nina, thank you again so, so much for being with us, for taking time out of your schedule. Please let us know how we can follow you, how we can support you.
So you can find me on Instagram at Nina Marchadesh. The spelling is exactly what you see here on screen, just without the space. And I also have a podcast, Study on a Tightrope, where we talk about all things living a life of joy, balance, and excitement, self care, wellness, life.
Yep,
And so
yep.
it's just a chit chat. It's just a chit chat of, random goodies that you can also hopefully find valuable. And I'm also my working on the blog part of that podcast. So I will be later on, I'm working on putting in transcripts of my podcast to that blog so that it's more accessible to other people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All
um
right.
Follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my podcast, Study on a Tightrope.
All right. There y'all have it. Well, again, Nina, thank you so much. If you missed the show on this evening, please go back, watch the replay. Also, share it. We had some really good information that we talked about on this evening about embracing your unique journey. So, y'all, we will be back next month, Monday, July the 3rd at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on our Facebook page, and our YouTube channel will be streaming live. And I know that July the 3rd is like the July the 4th holiday, but we have a show that is going to be full of fireworks, y'all. Full of fireworks. We have the amazing Jocelyn Herman Seiko. She will be with us, and her brand is The Art of Being Unmessable With.
Ooh,
So by the time y'all get through hearing
right.
her, nobody's going to be messing with you. That
Yeah.
is her brand. Jocelyn is amazing. She's a TED speaker. She has been on platforms with just amazing people, John Maxwell. I mean, just the list goes on. And so we are super excited that she will be with us on next month, July the 3rd. It is a Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So mark your calendars so you can tune in. But until next time, we hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your week and your month, and we will see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Join us for our next Motivational Monday with me, your girl Jackie O, on Monday, July 3rd, with our special guest, Jocelyn Herman Seiko, who is the founder of The Art of Being Unmessable With. This show is going to be absolutely on fire. Monday, July 3rd at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, live on our Facebook page. We'll see you then.